Chairman Pai, I've had many discussions. I just want to get a clear reading on what's going on here. First of all, we had $4 billion was supposed to go out. The $4 billion, right, for the rural broadband, and that's been held up because of the mapping. We contested the mapping, as you know. And the mapping, to me, is so serious because rural America, rural Appalachia especially, is going to be left behind. And the greatest need we have is broadband right now. So there was $4 billion there, and now that's up to $9 billion, I understand.
As part of the 5G fund, that is what the FCC is looking at.
And then you had another $20 billion for hardwire?
Exactly.
Okay. And all this is supposed to go out by November?
No, that's only for the Rural Digital Opportunity Fund. The first phase of the RDOF, which is the overall $20 billion program, $16 billion of it will be allocated for unserved areas, starting through a reverse auction on October 29th.
Okay, but if we don't have, we keep having this discussion about mapping. We know the maps aren't accurate. We're relying on the carriers right now, and the carriers are basically showing broad areas of coverage that they don't have. And we've proven that, and I would encourage any of my colleagues here to do your own and encourage your constituents to do their own test. And you will find out how starkly that they are misinformed on that and basically in error. So they could be left behind. Areas that really need it, that are showing they're already covered, are not going to have money dedicated to them. You said it was $65 million you needed in order to correct this or do the mapping. How much would it take for the mobile broadband mapping provisions? Mobile. You're talking about $65 million on the...
Well, so the $65 million would be just for the startup in the first year of the Broadband Data Act requirements. And so that would only cover that first year to get the program up and running.
Mm-hmm. But how about if we were doing the funding, what do you think needs implemented for just the mobile broadband mapping provisions?
I don't know, I can't recall off the top of my head if there is a breakout of how much mobile alone would, the two have been intertwined. And in fact, the fixed side of it is further along than the mobile side. So solving one problem would help us solve the other.
And you're saying that basically none of the money that you have available now can be used for this?
We do not have the funds, no. That's why we flagged last fall and again earlier this year that this was an unfunded mandate. And not only that, it prohibited us from going to USAC to do this work. So
I'm just saying, if you have $9 billion basically in the 5G fund and you have $20 billion in a hardwire fund, almost $30 billion, we can't get $65 million out of that to get the maps correct?
Well, we're talking about the funding, the appropriated funding
Yeah.
that would be necessary for the IT and back-end work for the employees and the like, and that's the kind of funding that we need, not the money going out the door to the companies.
Have you requested that?
Oh, yes, many, many times, including before the passage of the Broadband Data Act.
What did you expect? Basically, let's say we have another CARES package, CARES 2. And I'm understanding that even the White House is talking about $1 trillion as far as in infrastructure. If we can't get this out the door, how would we sit here and basically appropriate any more money or thinking that we could disperse that?
I defer to you on that. I'll simply say that without the money, we can't move ahead with this mandate, and I wish it were otherwise.
And you've gone to Finance Committee on this?
No, not to finance, but we've gone to commerce and appropriations, among others.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we flagged this issue a while back.
Chairman, anything I can tell you is that my state's hurting tremendously. As far as if you want to know why economic recovery is not happening the way it should, is that we couldn't even do telehealth in about 30 or 40% of our state. We had to start basically using audio health and reimbursing our doctors on audio health because there was no telehealth available. That's how critical it is now, and it's a shame. And something has to be done. If we can do something through the subcommittee, basically, and the money that's needed, or even transferring or moving money around to get the proper mapping, I think it should be the highest priority we have. Thank you.